I started a channel membership. More on that later. Hello, my little magic angel, beautiful, gorgeous, perfect babies. I missed you guys so much. I'm freaking back. Officially. I moved again. I know that you guys are probably tired of hearing about it. If you watch any of my live streams, you probably are like, okay guys, we actually get it. We actually get that you moved. Can we stop talking about that now? But for those of you who don't know, I moved again and I'm doing real life adult stuff and it is kicking me in the arse. And that's why I've been kind of absent. But that's okay guys, I'm really strong. I'm the strongest woman that has ever existed ever. Anyways, do you guys remember whenever like clowns used to be the scariest thing in the world? And not because clowns are actually genuinely scary, like only because there was this one phenomenon going around where clowns or people dressed like clowns would post under the hashtag on Instagram or Twitter, clowning around. And people would be like, oh my God, the clowns are everywhere. You would see videos of like clowns in the middle of a forest and there would be like reports of people going missing, or people would be like, he tried to kill me. He's running after us. Hit it. I don't think any of that was real, but I do distinctly remember that happening and it was pretty insane. I think that kind of created in my head that all of the clowns in the world are psycho killers, even though I'm not even scared of clowns. It's just like the correlation I have now. I found a movie that perfectly encapsulates the vibe of clowning around if you guys missed that era of the internet, and I am ready to bestow it upon you. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. One day I was scrolling on Instagram. This is a crazy pipeline. One day I was scrolling on Instagram and I was looking at a random reel, some lady like doing hair or something. And in the comments, I saw a man comment on it saying, watch my movie Tunnel Vision. And I was like, hey, this guy's self promo might be my next video. So I go to Tubi to look up his video. And this movie was buns. Like the audio was terrible. The storyline made no sense to me. And I was gonna make a video about it, but I genuinely don't think I could even watch the full thing without wanting to rip my eyes out. And I'm so sorry to the guy who made it. It's probably really good.
That feels good. You know I like pulling your hair.
But while I was on Tubi searching for that movie, I stumbled upon a movie called Drive-Thru. Drive-Thru as in Chick-fil-A, may I take your order? My pleasure. And I watched it on a whim with my sibling and holy shit, it is the worst movie I've ever seen. The movie starts off with this group of white kids. And I say kids like they're teenagers or something. No, this is like a group of 35-year-olds at minimum.
Like double chili cheese.
They're driving around, smoking pot, doing whatever that is in the back seat.
All up in here, Nick.
Saying slurs challenge.
Yeah, there's the poke shit in the woods.
And oh, cornrows reveal. Not a good look, my friend. They're driving to a fast food drive-thru and the operator offers them mozzarella sticks. And I'm kind of obsessed with the fact that he calls them cheesy dicks.
Yo, we don't want no motherfucking cheesy dicks, clown boy.
I'm gonna need somebody to make a Dirty Talk themed restaurant and add cheesy dicks to the menu. And while we're at it, add like pepperoni nipples to the menu as well. I don't know, like let's go crazy. Banana split, that's good. Add that to the menu too. However, Horny the Clown did not find that funny. And you might be like, who is Horny the Clown? Horny the Clown is the mascot of Hella Burger. And he called them
Wigger. Yo, what the fuck he just say?
Which, can I be honest, is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. In my entire 22 years of living, that is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Wigger.
Mind you guys, I am Trinidadian. I'm allowed to laugh. At least 50% of me is allowed to. So I'll just like laugh and then I'll cut it off a little bit. So I'll be like, haha. So that's that. So they place their order. It's some chili burger or something else disgusting because I hate chili burger. I mean, it's like chili food just sounds disgusting. But chili, the country, well, yes, that sounds great. Chili on Thanksgiving, well, of course. Chili on a hot dog. Horny the Clown is like, oh, do you want to die?
You wanna die, bitch? Yo, you dissing us in their grease spot?
Because he heard him fat shaming his girlfriend.
Ooh, I want a milkshake.
Are you busting out your Tommies as it is, booty quake?
Booty quake. And in his defense, if someone called me booty quake, my ego would be freaking massive and I would never stop thinking that I had the most ginormous, beautiful, round, voluptuous ass that would ever exist. But the guy in the back seat does not like Horny the Clown's attitude at frickin' all. So Mr. Cornrows takes his pistol and breaks into the place, and it is desolate in there. Not even the lights are on. And while this 30-year-old man is snooping through this fast food restaurant, he is through the intercom,
Yo, clown boy,
calling him
Dumbass cracker.
I can't. That is fucking hilarious. Literally the white on white crime.
Cracker.
Whenever he's back there, he sees a rat on the ground and he's like, oh, I'm never eating this shit again.
Never eat this shit again.
And he goes to leave. Like after he sees the rat, he's like, I'm donezo, bro. You don't feel good? We are donezo. And as he makes his swift exit, the clown, no joke, drop kicks him like a freaking rag doll. And he flies across the freaking room like a baby doll.
Order up,
Employee of the month is about to fuck you up. I'm gonna start saying that now. Mr. Illest, like his jersey alludes to, he goes in after him because that's his buddy. He's not gonna let him get killed by himself or shoot up the place by himself. He's got his back. Or perhaps he was sitting in the car looking into the pitch black building with not a singular light on and was like, okay, yeah, my food is not being made right now, so maybe I should go in. And he finds Tony. And not that his name matters at all because he is deceased now. But he finds Cornrows guy with his face in the deep fryer. And the effects in this movie go crazy, y'all. And that's why I'm really happy that AI doesn't exist, because AI could never recreate the magic that special effects and CGI do. You'll never see this kind of shit from AI. It will never look this good. And my friend Illest, well, he's not my friend. Illest bites the dust too.
Sorry, homie, that just ain't gonna.
And we get this little title sequence. And I don't know, I kind of hate whenever movies have title sequences like this, especially whenever you're watching them in theaters, because you're literally just sitting there being like, when is the movie gonna start? Like, I haven't even gotten roped into the movie yet. All I saw was these like white people being racist, and you want me to just keep watching and see this freaking credit for 25 freaking minutes? Like, no mamas. Because all you can think while it plays is, number one, what am I watching? And number two, Leighton Meester? Penn Badgley, bro? Dan Humphries and Blair Waldorf in a different universe right now. Well, in this universe, Leighton's character is singing a punk rock song in cursive, which is honestly like tragic. And this song goes on for about 99 years. I wish it would have stopped sooner. I wish I could have saved the 99 hours I spent watching that. Like, is that even her singing this? Why doesn't the mouth match up? After her performance, her boyfriend comes up to her and is really freaking perverted. He cannot keep his hands off of her. He's like, okay, now that you're done singing, let's go get freaky. She's like, no, let's just wait until I'm 18 so you don't go to jail. Huh? That was on the table? Girl, what do you mean? Girl, what do you mean so he won't go to jail? How old is this predator?
Wait till this weekend when I'm 18, and you won't go to jail.
Have you seen your ass?
The party gets busted, so we end up going to Mackenzie's basement, which is Leighton's character. While they're down there, they just talk about using a Ouija board. And bro, I'm gonna be so honest with you, none of these characters have chemistry with each other. Like, it really just seems like they met 45 seconds before shooting this scene.
Linda Blair used it, right before she diddled herself with a crucifix.
I love that part.
The pause for laughter was crazy. And also, why was Penn Badgley's character rubbing his nipples there?
I love that part.
Guys, hey, they play with the Ouija board just to be freaking annoying.
I think I can hear the spirits.
I don't know. And then everyone just leaves their little basement party because probably Penn Badgley's character stunk that whole place up. They literally had to freaking leave. It stunk so bad, literally number 2 explosion. And now Mackenzie and her boyfriend are all alone.
Hey.
Hi.
Time to call the police. Just kidding, they're thinking about the future of their relationship. And they're like, spirits, oh spirits, what shall we do?
Did you just see?
And the Ouija board starts going crazy and starts repeating the same numbers and letters over and over again. And guess what the random numbers and letters are? Any guesses? Okay, 3, 2, 1. It is the license plate of the racist white people, 35-year-old men from the beginning. You know, the ones that deep fried their face? But it's just the girls in the car right now because we saw what happened to the boys and they're kind of freaking out being like, wait, we fell asleep in the drive-thru? In no dimension would that happen. But let's just pretend for just 1 second that they fell asleep in the drive-thru. But the clown popped up and axed them both to smithereens. Goodbye, girls. I'm so sorry. The next day, the investigative team are looking at the situation and this lady just like is wearing a glove and touches the blood and then takes the glove off. That's weird as fuck. I know nothing about criminal investigation, but that simply cannot be right. Meanwhile, Mackenzie's family is all hanging out in her bougie ass backyard with the pool. They're watching TV, they're making burgers, and Mackenzie's parents are lecturing her about the $400 citation, which I think was probably for noise because she was playing her music really loud. $400 is absurd, especially in like 2008. Is it usually that much? I wouldn't know. And Fisher asks for his burger to be bloody as hell. Remember that.
Well done, please.
Bloody as hell, Mr. Carpenter.
And while they're watching the TV, they see a recent tragedy that has happened on the TV. In this news clip, they show the license plate of the car. Whenever they saw the Ouija board spelling out the numbers and letters, Mackenzie wrote it down on her hand so that she would remember it. So if it were to come up later, then she would know what it was. And Homegirl is literally like seeing it directly correlate to the car, and she's like, this is an extraterrestrial entity telling me who is getting killed. This is crazy. Or is it deeper than that? I don't know. I do know. I've seen the movie, but I'm gonna tell you as the movie goes, okay, guys? But at this point, it seems like a one-off thing. It could be a coincidence, right, guys? At school, Fisher is her boyfriend's name. We just found out. He is still being a pervert.
Will I finally get to tap that barely legal ass?
Barely legal? I literally hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Gross. Can you turn around really quick? Yeah, you're under arrest. She shakes her 8-ball because she wants, I don't know, guidance on something. I don't know. This shit doesn't really matter. All we know is that she shakes this 8-ball, and what happens whenever she shakes it is this entity starts talking to her. And I want you guys to remember how it was after Fisher touched this item too that the 8-ball started doing that. I'm just saying. Guys, keep your eyes open. This is a criminal case we're investigating. But she asks, why are you doing this? Because she feels like she's communicating directly with the entity right now.
Why are you doing this?
And it replied with a broken heart. What'd that mean? Meaning the killer has a broken heart? Or the next victim has a broken heart tattoo on her literal arse cheek. And I'm so sorry, girl, but that shit looks awful. I'm really glad that it's not real for this movie's sake. This girl gets attacked by the clown. I don't know if you guys remember, she was one of Mackenzie's friends in the beginning. So there's some correlation here. It seems a little bit closely related to Mackenzie. I'm just saying. Meanwhile, Mackenzie is in the computer lab at school. She's writing an article for her school magazine because she's alternative. And alternative girls be doing cool stuff like that. And the janitor comes in and is trying to be all creepy. Guys, don't try to throw a wrench in my belief already. I know that the killer is not the janitor.
Writing one of your famous left-wing, radical, anti-establishment articles for the paper, are you?
But he returns her camera to her, which was something she was looking for, but she was missing the night that the first axings took place. We didn't see her use it or even own it once to begin with in the movie, so it doesn't seem as relevant, but it is something that she mentioned before.
Oh my god, my camera.
But it is strange that he returned it to her. Like, what circumstance would you have her camera, right?
You don't want to know.
But yeah, they really try to have some like scary ass janitor trope. But that shit doesn't fool me for 1 second because that's never the case, guys. Have you ever seen Scooby-Doo? It's never the freaking janitor. It's always the person you least expect because they're like, oh, the janitor's so creepy. It has to be him. But little do you know, it's been the music teacher all this time. Mackenzie getting her camera back means that she can finally develop some of her photos. So she heads to the developer lab. And the pictures that are coming out of her camera are pictures of the people who literally got axed in the beginning of the movie. So this is seeming like evidence. I don't know if they're trying to like frame Mackenzie. I don't know what is going on, or if they're just trying to like scare her. It doesn't make much sense to me, But I will also say it also doesn't make sense the point of view that these images were taken. So we're not going for a factual thing right now. We're just going for like vibes. It's truly just vibes. Mackenzie develops one last picture, and it's a picture of her back in literally that very moment. How did you do that? She's literally holding the camera. She's literally holding the camera. How did you possibly do that? Like, dead ass, it's literally the back of her wig. How did he do that? Like, I'm genuinely waiting. Can someone please tell me how he did that? But before we get into that, I made a channel membership. Oh, what? Wow. With my channel membership, you guys can get access to these exclusive Sidmojis drawn by my sibling, hand-drawn, based off of funny little emojis I use in my day-to-day life, and badges that go next to your username whenever you have been a member for a certain amount of time. I drew those by hand myself of a cavatappi noodle, which is also right here, and I also drew that one myself. But a cavatappi noodle is my favorite kind of pasta, and I am mama pasta. Well, of course. Not only do you get access to those cool drawings, you also can get access to members' exclusive reels, live streams, chats, posts. But yeah, don't feel any obligation to sign up for it. It is literally just like more of me if you genuinely can't get enough of me. And it's perfect because I can't get enough of you either. So if you wanna. In addition to this, I will also be doing live streams every single Friday. Feel free to hop on stream and use your cool new Sidmojis and show off your rank. Get a bunch of other perks like shout outs at the end of my videos if you are a member of Rigatoni Royalty. So yeah, go check it out. The link is gonna be in the description or next to the subscribe button, which it should be clicked. Well, of course, I'm just kidding. It should be next to it and it says join. Just click on that button and you can read about it and decide if it's for you. And if it's not for you, that's okay too, because I still love you. And we're still twins. So as Horny chases Mackenzie around, he starts hitting us with these amazing one-liners.
This party's just getting started, girlfriend!
And he chases her into the gym where she finds Val, the girl with the broken heart tattoo on her booty cheek. She is hooked up to a microwave. It's literally on her head. And realistically, we know that this wouldn't work. But this is a movie, guys. So literally anything can happen. Anything can happen when you're in a movie. So her head just like explodes in the microwave. It's not a pretty sight. And now the clown can teleport. So Clown can make Ouija board move. Clown can put any phrase it wants into 8-ball. Now Clown can teleport? Yeah, no. I'm not into it. At this point, the clown starts perving on Mackenzie.
Mackenzie, I'm lonely. You know you want my horn dog in your hot little butt.
I'm calling the cops.
Sounds familiar?
Barely legal ass.
Yeah, I think we found our guy. And this really startling screamo music is playing as he's chasing her around. It is actually petrifying. And it is the most overstimulating scene I've ever watched in anything ever. And as she is running, she runs into the bathroom and she finds a janitor there, dead-zo. And that really just cleared any possibility of the janitor being the bad guy because he is now asleep. And as she exits the restroom, she bumps into a police officer. Oh, perfect timing. Where were you whenever my best friend's head was getting exploded in a microwave? Where were you whenever the janitor went into the bathroom and got literally hung up to the ceiling? Where were you? Where were you whenever that loud ass screamo music was playing and there was a man being a pervert over the freaking loudspeaker? Literally, where were you? Like eating a freaking donut? Yeah, piss off, you're fired. So she tells the investigative team basically what happened with the Ouija board and the 8-ball. And essentially they gaslight and manipulate her into thinking that the janitor was the killer and that's why he hung himself.
I think it's time for you to go home and get some rest. We'll take it from here.
Phew, you guys almost had to do your job there for a second. That was a really close call. She tried to tell the police that she thought that she was somehow told who was going to be killed next because of the Ouija board and the 8-ball thing, but the cops obviously assumed that she was just on drugs. Okay, I mean, fair enough. I mean, that's a kind of a crazy thing to just like happen.
The guy with talking board games and magic balls. Let me ask you something. Do you do any kind of drugs, Miss Carpenter?
Otherwise, it would just seem like she was the killer, right? Like she literally walks into the police station like, hey guys, is this the license plate of the people who got murdered? And then they're like, yeah, okay, you're going to jail now. Back at her house, they're kind of just nonchalantly discussing the fact that one of their best friends just got killed. And I'm kind of shocked they aren't more strung out about this after they literally just lost one of their best friends. I don't know, maybe it's just confirmation bias because I said that they didn't act like they were friends earlier in the movie.
I love that.
And the investigators end up going to Helleberger because the killer was wearing a Horny the Clown costume and there was Helleberger bags in the car, which kind of makes no sense because if you guys recall, they literally didn't even end up getting the food. There was nobody even in the damn kitchen. So where did they get the bags of food from? I don't know. Guys, comment down below. I'm serious. Like the only thing being cooked in a 10-mile radius is that guy's face. Anyways, he asks the owner of Helleberger if they're able to see security cam footage of the stores. And he's like, yeah, guys, so we don't actually have security cameras. Those are actually fake. Well, that was immediately disproven whenever he opened up the security cameras as soon as they literally turned around. He didn't even wait for them to exit the doorway. They were literally still standing there. He was like, like, girl. He didn't even wait 45 seconds before even laughing at this point. Anyways, Fisher and Mackenzie are at her house. They're getting ready for the carnival and Fisher picks up one of these like Etch-a-Sketch, I think that's what they're called, and then just tosses it back onto the floor. Because he could not waste his opportunity, Mackenzie is finally allowing him to go to Freaky Town, which is kind of pervacious. I don't want to see this at all, especially after the way that he was speaking about her earlier. And not to mention the fact that he is being suspicious as hell. I'm not supportive of this. And you know what they say? Never have sex in a horror movie, guys. We learned this on day one. If you have sex in a horror movie, you will die. That's literally the rules. But as they get horizontal, the Etch-a-Sketch, like literally CGI text appears that says, I heart Bush, which is a crazy way to say that you like eating box, but like, congratulations, happy Pride Month. Anyways, after their freakiness extravaganza, Fisher and Mackenzie are working at the carnival, allowing people into the rides. And the first people that come up were the two banana Republicans from the beginning of the movie, which I didn't really include because it was kind of irrelevant. But there was kind of a weird tension between these people. They do not like each other. And she, the girl, is wearing an I Heart Bush shirt. And the fact that they call them banana Republicans tells me that she doesn't like box, that she actually likes the President Bush. At this point, we kind of know what's next. We know that she's the next victim, so everybody let's strap in. Let's see how things are about to go down. So they hop on the squeakiest ride to ever exist, and mind you, I did have to cut out something pretty freaky that happened before this, but I'm not even gonna mention it, even though I just did right now. And the power goes out. Whenever the lights come back on, Chad or Brad or Sad, Dad, Crad, Fred, bro, I don't know what his name was, but this guy, he's headless, literally cut in half. Literally hot dog or hamburger style, pick whichever poison you like. And I don't even think I can show this a little bit because I will immediately get demonetized for showing graphic fake stuff. So you're just gonna have to use your imagination here. This is my representation of what it looks like. So imagine you have a aluminum can and it's full of like corn or beans or something and it has a little pull tab. And you're able to like crack it open, but you don't fully take the lid off. Like open like this. Like this is his mouth. That's just like open like that. And the rest of his head is the lid of the thing. Okay, does that make sense? Horny the Clown is, I don't know, doing something. The lights are flashing, the sound is loud, and I can barely see. So I don't know what's happening. I'm overstimulated again. All I know is that I Heart Bush Girl is Dunzo Marie. At this point, I am convinced the killer is Fish because of everything that I mentioned prior, and he was the only person in vicinity to these people getting on the ride besides Mackenzie, and we know that it's not Mackenzie because she literally was being chased by him earlier. Mystery solved, right guys? No. And honestly, it would have been disgusting if it turned out being Fish, because the reason I think it would be him in the first place is because of his incel ass behavior of being like, come on, like, let me tap. And she's being like, no. And then remember how Horny was being horny over the loudspeaker? and Fisher was being horny to her face. You know, it was just giving like incel behavior, and maybe that's why he wanted to start chopping people in half. Obviously that's not normal, a not normal response whatsoever, but that's like what the movie was kind of giving. But once they're in the same room, y'all, it's immediately disproven. Unless there's a little two-killer special like Scream. I'm gonna keep mentioning Scream because Scream is such a good movie. I genuinely think that would have been a more linear path to go with, since we're already like more than halfway through the movie and we have literally no idea who the killer is. It's also a shame that it's not Fisher, because I was kind of hoping that he would face repercussions for being a pervert the whole movie. But I don't think he will. I think it's just gonna be like pretending like it didn't happen, even though it 100% did. Mac and her family end up sitting down at the Helleberger restaurant, which is like literally why. And I'm sure that they don't know like how related it is to Helleberger, but like considering the fact that the killer is literally wearing a Horny the Clown outfit, like don't you not want to go eat there? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, that's kind of strange, right? A man approached their family and the mom recognized him and he was like, yeah, like my daughter is the I Heart Bush girl. And we're like, oh. Sir, I have news for you. I have news for you. And yeah, they kind of briefly mention that these parents know all the other parents of the kids who have died so far.
It's weird. So, you two knew the parents of both victims?
Mac and her friend end up going to check out the haunted house because they're like, where the hell is Fisher at? And also the ride is down, like it's literally pitch black in there. So they're like, we need to figure out what happened. They see blood all over the ride and then they see Fisher and then they're like, yo, what's happening here? And bro, immediately like jump cut, he's getting wheeled away by the ambulance. Like y'all could not take his vitals right there. Like why are you guys acting like he was literally dead? All he was is experiencing shock. I mean, I'm not trying to invalidate his experience, but like, girly, what? But the next morning, Fisher is still visibly shaken and being guarded in the room of the hospital by like a bunch of police officers and the investigators from earlier. And they're questioning him like he's the killer. And unless it's like a two-man killer thing, like I mentioned earlier from Scream, then that would make sense. But I don't think it's that because we literally just saw the perverts in the same room. Like I really don't think it's that.
You can't possibly think that he's responsible for this. I have 2 more missing kids on my hands, and Fisher is my only eyewitness.
Mac is convinced, though, that since the kids are related by the parents knowing each other, that is directly why these kids are being targeted.
Are you ever planning to tell the police that the parents of all the victims are your old buddies?
What's that got to do with anything?
I don't know why she would think that other than the singular conversation that her mom and that random guy had.
It's weird.
But it is kind of suspicious that her mom is acting like she's trying to hide her sordid past.
What's that got to do with anything?
And the investigator is eavesdropping on this conversation that Mackenzie is having with her mom, and she's like, wait a damn minute. This was my idea all along.
All of the missing children are the sons and daughters of your friends. Doesn't that strike you as odd?
Now that's just like the lead. That literally is like the lead that they have in their case, which is literally like these people suck at their job so bad. Like I actually am praying for them. Please get help. Please actually go back to investigator school and learn something. We went to investigator town and no one there knew you. No one there knew you. I literally went. I could go and no one there knew you. What does that say? Fisher is with the other investigator, the guy who literally played the grocery store attendant in Good Luck Charlie. I didn't mention that earlier, but I'm mentioning it now because it is quite important to what I see whenever I look at him. So he puts his powder from his pill into his burger, assuming that this man is gonna eat it because, wait, joke, so funny, bro, I'm pissing my pants.
You gonna eat that?
Mac is at the hospital waiting for Fish to be discharged, and she conveniently gets a letter from Horny the Clown. How elaborate. And she goes to look for Fish, and the investigator didn't take even a second bite of that burger before passing the fuck out. I need to know what drugs they were trying to give Fish. Like, were they trying to kill him, sedate him? Like, why would they try to do that? Anyway, Mackenzie goes to leave, and Fisher literally jump scares her, which is like, why? Like, why would you do that? He's in her car now and he's like, okay guys, like let's get out of here. They are like, we need to decode this little letter and we need to find out who is about to get murked next. And they find out that it is the son of her mom's ex-boyfriend. I'm like, how elaborate. And this group of kids that we are referring to is like called like the 420 gang or something like that. They end up going to Helleberger and they are just messing around, making an absolute fool of themselves. They're in the play place, literally just tripping me out and giving me vertigo as freaking Haley from Paramore is ordering some burgers. The guys are messing around in the play place. They're being like annoying and rude as hell, which, you know, playing in a play place for kids is one thing, but like being a terrible customer and just being annoying as hell, like actually you might deserve whatever happens to you, low key. Because like, girl, why are you peeing in the mouth? Literally pee in the mouth. Literally pee in the mouth. Why are you doing that? Actually, deadass, why?
Oh, in the mouth.
And as we could have guessed, Horny the Clown does not like this. And he goes, watch this, and rises out of the ball pit like a freaking Avenger. And in fast motion, he chops these fools into diced onions, bro. Bacon bits, even. And Mac finally shows up at home and she's like, I know that these 420 kids just got murked. She didn't even need to like look into it. She's like, I know this now because she has a little letter. And the mom sees her like knowing the truth. And her mom's like, I guess I'll tell you what actually happened and why I genuinely think that this is all probably my fault.
When I was young, I did something terrible.
Girl, like, come on. Are you dead serious? In the mom's flashback, she was friends with a bunch of these kids' parents, obviously. There's a guy named Archie, which is the CEO from earlier, his son, and he is always wearing a Horny the Clown costume. I don't know why. And this mom's friend group loved to bully him, which is not a flex. Sorry, Linda. I don't remember what her name was, but it's not a flex, girl.
And we love to torment him.
And even as they were bullying him, they said that he was still obsessed with Mackenzie's mom, which is even worse. It actually makes me feel terrible for this kid.
But despite our cruelty, he was totally obsessed with me.
But because of their bullying, he deadass had to drop out of school to save himself the torment. And he, moving forward, only worked with his dad, which, youch. And Archie literally died in a fire challenge, and the mom literally admits to being the reason that it happened.
And the police said it was an accident, but it was no accident.
So you're telling me that this poor kid was bullied for so long that he dropped out of school, had his 18th birthday party, and nobody showed up to it except for Mackenzie's mom, and she basically only showed up to prank him, and he ended up literally burning to death because of it? Yeah, girl, I'm not empathetic for you. Unfortunately. Yes, unfortunately, you don't get to be the good guy.
Now we are paying for our sins.
And I feel like, honestly, they easily could have saved him from the fire, but they didn't because they are evil kids. And that's kind of just how it goes sometimes. People are just evil, straight up evil. And you know what? Karma will get them one day. And it is... oh, it caught up to them. All their kids are night-night forever. After this story time, Mackenzie is convinced that Archie is the reason that everybody's dying. She's like, he is the killer. But she's like, girl, I literally saw him burn to death. So like, it simply can't be him. So she decides to go to his dad, like his house, to try to stop him. And I don't understand this thought process at all, but it's actually none of my business to understand because this is just like, I'm just saying, like, I would never do something like this. But if the killer is Archie, like, can we address the fact that he was literally tormented and left to die? Because if he wasn't trying to get revenge, I think that would be even stranger. You know what I'm saying? And now we get a jump cut to Penn Badgley in blackface. Yeah, so if any of you guys had a celebrity crush on him, I'm so sorry. It must have just disintegrated in front of your eyes, and it must hurt. You must feel like you just experienced a breakup, and you know what? I'm here for you. Literally, let me brush your hair. It's okay. I know, it's a really hard thing to say. This movie just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, and this blackface moment really just puts a cherry on top of the really disgusting and moldy looking Max and Ruby ass cake. You have no idea how much offensive stuff I've had to cut out of the movie already, and not even to mention Penn Badgley's black scent. Whenever he was speaking just a second ago and they didn't even have his face on screen, it was literally just his voice. I was like, who is actually speaking right now?
Yeah, pass that shit over.
Pass that shit over. Like, literally, who is that? Actually, who is that right now?
Yeah, pass that shit over.
And they are now at the CEO's house. I don't know. How'd they get in? How did they enter? I don't know. There's no security, but this is like a rich man house. I don't know. My thing is like, if Archie really is the killer, aren't you just handing yourself over on a silver platter if you're just like showing up in his house being like, hey, I know this is where you live. I'm here now. Hey, hey guys. So as Mac's mom realizes that she is no longer there, her mom starts frantically freaking out, calling the private investigators being like, you guys need to find my daughter, help. And so keep in mind, if anything goes down, the PIs are on their way. Back at the Hella Burger CEO's house, he is laying on the sofa, liquored out, like mama is dead asleep. And Horny Dead Clown appears on the TV and he has a message for his sweet, sweet papa saying, the guests are here. So basically it just confirms that Archie is the killer and the dad is related to the murders as well. So, I mean, it's like really.
It's party time.
And low-key, Archie's room is pimped out, literally floor to ceiling, carpeted walls. His windows are like freaking aquarium. Like how did you do that? I want that. That would be so cool. And Mackenzie sees an 8-ball on his shelf and she's like, that makes sense, because she got the message in the 8-ball earlier, but like, does it make sense? Like all he did was send you a message through an 8-ball. That doesn't mean that he's connected to every single 8-ball in the freaking world.
Well, this explains a lot.
How the hell did he do that? No, deadass, how did he do that? So we thought that he was dead. He not only survived that fire, teleports, can write on 8-balls, and he can move Ouija board. Like, girl, how are you doing all of this? And also like the Etch-a-Sketch thing, like none of this is explained. None of this is ever explained how he does this. I'm just telling you. I'm also just obsessed with the horny doll being a Woody doll from Toy Story with a clown mask on it. And like only the front of it is fitted up. The back of it is still Woody. The power goes out, so they leave his bedroom. Penn's character, or whatever his name is, I don't even want to address him right now because I am so pissed off by this blackface thing. He opens the garage freezer and sees body parts, and these are people we haven't even seen get killed. So this guy must have been doing this for a hot minute. And Horny pops out and slices him in half. Holy moly, donut shop. And Horny continues to hit us with these one-liners. I can't lie, they hit every time.
You got a lot of guts, kid.
You got a lot of guts, kid. Like he does, they're spilling out. They're literally spilling out. Now Horny starts chasing Fisher and Mackenzie around the house, and she literally immediately drops her only weapon that she brought, which was a pistol that she stole, I'm pretty sure. So let me get this right. You go to the killer's house and you hand yourself over on a silver platter. You bring one weapon and you drop it immediately. Like once she saw him in his own house. Like, girl, what did you expect? So the detectives arrive at the scene. Mac and Fisher end up in the dining room and he just jumps over the table like a freaking chimpanzee. Like, how did he do that? I don't know. And once Fisher makes eye contact with the man beneath the mask, he, his eyes go bloodshot and he like dies. Like, I don't know, but he like gets launched out the window by Fisher. Rest in peace. Like, I don't know.
You eyeballing me, boy?
How does he have these supernatural powers that just like fries people's brain with his eyes? So at this point now, Mac is tied up in front of a table with all of her sweet, sweet friends and a pretty, pretty birthday cake and lots of candles. And it's honestly pretty sweet. Happy birthday, girl. This tweaker clown, he's literally jumping all around the room like a freaking YouTube video. There's just like jump cuts and he's like addressing the camera like, bitch, are you looking at me right now?
Surprise!
Like, why is he breaking the fourth wall?
Where's Fisher?
He wasn't invited!
He wasn't invited. That is the funniest shit ever.
He wasn't invited!
Fisher's just like catching strays. He's not even alive anymore. He's just like, bye. He's just like, yeah, remember how Fisher sucks? And Mac's mom bursts in with a freaking pistol.
Get the fuck away from her!
Maybe it was the gun that Mackenzie dropped earlier. I don't know. Where did she get that little gun? And she strikes that green screen Horny with a bullet. But guys, you guys really think that he can have all these supernatural powers and one little bullet is gonna stop him? Yeah, right, shorty. So he just pops right back up, and I'm like, fair enough. Because if you can cheat death once by being burned alive, I'm like, a second time? That doesn't sound that crazy at this point. Especially after all of the other things that we mentioned that he did. I can't get over the like eye frying thing that happened just a minute ago. So he like literally pours gasoline all over Mackenzie, and while he's not looking, she puts alcohol into her mouth, and we all know where this is going. She is going to catch his ass on fire again. And he bursts into flames. Yikes. Literally, that's honestly awful, because why is it the same way that he died before? Like, that's honestly, it almost feels like we're rubbing salt into a wound. But you know what they say, burn me once, shame on you. Burn me twice.
All the bodies are accounted for except for his.
He still made it out?
No, there's got to be some sort
Just take it to the station and get it printed, Dwayne. Today.
So Fisher didn't die like we thought he did. He actually was in the ICU. Because remember, the clown literally fried his brain with literally eye contact. Me, whenever I look at people with like light blue eyes. And Fisher is now missing from the hospital, which is just great. And the window is open, and Mackenzie says it's not over. And I'm like, first of all, how does Mackenzie know everything? Like, this shit's actually pissing me off. How does she know everything? Like, I literally hate this movie. Like, we seriously can't have like a positive ending after all of the freaking torment that we just experienced.
Today. Fucking Chase, what a bitch. I'd do her though.
I'd do her though is crazy. It's like that one clip of that guy playing FNAF, and he's like, I'd fuck the shit out of that robot though.
She is such a bad bitch though. I will fuck the shit out of that robot, man. I'm not even...
Like, literally, what are you talking about right now? What's killing me, really, is that this detective, Good Luck Charlie guy, ended up going back to Helleberger after the killer thing happened. Yeah, he basically asks for what happens next. The clown is fully charged and leaps onto his car, like leapfrog.com. And kills the detective. And that's what happens whenever you say gross pervy things. And in case you guys don't remember, it's what happened to this man. And it is what happened to Fisher. The clown will get you. If you're a pervert, you get killed. And that's just the truth of it. I ended up finding out whenever I looked up this movie that they were actually planning on making a sequel to it. So I found on Wiki Ideas Fandom, this is the alleged plot for what the second movie would be. 8 months after the first film, Mackenzie is having nightmares about Horny's mind games and is now in college. She talks to her psychiatrist and has discovered that Mackenzie has caught PTSD. Me, whenever I catch PTSD because it's so contagious and everybody's always giving me stuff, like literally stop. Guys, take your vitamin C and stop giving me PTSD. After asking Marsha about it, who is Marsha, she reassures him that she reassures him that it will be okay. Meanwhile, Horny, who has been possessing Fisher Kent, finds Nancy Riley, who is Nancy Riley, sitting down at a table inside Helleberger where he slices open her chest with a scalpel and removes her stomach, leaving her corpse to fall down onto the floor as he walks away. Later at Chapman University, Mackenzie meets Harry Weinster and they become friends while talking about Horny, who suddenly appears and informs Mackenzie that his hunt for her is not over yet, and mercilessly kills David Leinster, who is David Leinster, by hacking him to death with his meat cleaver. After this, the two escape in Harry's car, where Horny engages in active pursuit. Horny has a license. How great is that? Possession? You can still drive, girl. Until he is ran off the road and kills a nearby hitchhiker by bisecting and disemboweling him. He then finds a nearby clown car and drives off in the car. Me, whenever I leave my clown car on the side of the road, like with the keys inside of it as well. However, at the Orange County Coroner's Office, the two are informed that Horny is still killing people, and Mackenzie tells him about Horny's past, and they decide to go to Helleberger for lunch. Much to Harry's agreement, once they arrive, they figure out on a plan how to stop him. After entering, they find Sheriff Hall, sheriff is spelt wrong here, dead, and it was discovered that his throat was slit and left leg removed. Bro, this is like way too graphic. The two get inside, and Harry initiates wrestling battle with Horny, while he and Mackenzie are developing feelings for one another. This sounds like AI generated. She jumps into the fray and starts to use her kung fu and taekwondo against Horny into the kitchen, where she whacks him with a frying pan, then pulls out the sheriff's gun, shoots Horny in the chest, and double taps by shooting him again in the leg, seemingly killing him. Mind you, this is all Fisher that we're talking about because he's possessed right now. Mackenzie escapes with Harry, where he drives her away. Shortly after they leave, Horny gets back up on his feet, sees blood on his hands. After that, he puts his bloodied hand on a picture of Regan McNeil and releases his hand from the picture as the screen fades to black. Who is Regan McNeil? A song plays in the credits that is "Don't Wanna Be Your Beast of Burden." Dude, this is fake. Runtime 1 hour 43 minutes. Dude, this movie does not exist. Who created this? Dead ass. Bro, I need somebody to let me know if they can find the actual second movie, if this is real. I am so curious if this actually exists. If not, please tell me as well, because I feel like I've been gaslit. I feel like I've just been gaslit by reading that stupid shit. Well, thank you H Jordan 23 for gaslighting me, perhaps manipulating me as well. And let's hear it from Outro Sydney. So I hope this movie actually got you guys in the Halloween spirit of things, even though it was so freaking awful. But that's the whole point of Halloween movies. Like, they're not supposed to be good. Like, Trick or Treat, like, bro, that movie is not like cinematic masterpiece. That movie is supposed to make you a little bit, ooh, I'm scared. And that's it. You know what I mean? And the scary part not just being the clown, because clowns are so scary, you guys, but also the scary part being the 2008 humor and offensive jokes that they will not stop telling. That is the scariest part of the whole movie.
Yeah, pass that shit over.
And now that I've shown it to you, you never need to watch it with your own eyeballs on tubi.com. You just can watch this video and you never have to see more than what I showed you. Unless you are like kind of a freak and you want to see like the blood and the guts, then I implore you, please go on tubi.com and search it up and watch the movie and enjoy it, because the CGI on it is funny as hell.
It's party time.
At this point, I've watched it 3 or 4 times for the sake of this video, and you really only do it if you really want to. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and feel free to subscribe if you freaking wanna. I literally don't care. I care. I really care. I really freaking care. Okay, happy spooky season. I am so excited to come back with more spooky, scary videos for this fall season. Bye.